Hello, welcome to my 200 episode special, a breakdown of the third episode of Dinosaurs, Cruel Sea. And thank you for getting me to this many subscribers so quickly. I was already at this subscribers before the 220 subscriber special came out, and I expect to be at 260 subscribers by the time this one comes out, meaning after a breakdown of Giant of the Skies. So I'll get on that pretty soon. And now, into the breakdown. It's a pretty well-known fact that the iconic opening scene of this episode, which is probably the best episode opening of any episode of this, that it is based on footage of orcas attacking seals on a beach. But, unfortunately, the scene makes no logical sense, as it would be impossible for the Liopleurodon to get that close into the shore to grab the Ostreptus spondylus. It would have been caught on a rock or a reef and beached itself. Speaking of the Ostreptus spondylus, it has the wrong head. Its head model is based on the Allosaurus head model, though it looks different from it, but it is based off the original model, when it was not actually that closely related to Allosaurus and was in fact a megalosauroid, which, if it only had a minor appearance in the episode, it would be fine to reuse the Allosaurus model. But it doesn't. It's one of the main creatures in the episode, so it should have had a unique model. It is also smaller in the show than the full-sized adult would have been in real life. And an interesting thing is that the color scheme of it is quite drab and brown, which represents that the dinosaurs are less important in this episode than the more interestingly patterned and coloured aquatic reptiles. But the Ostreptus spondylus starts out being eaten by the Liopleurodon, but like the Coelophysis in the first episode, they become more prevalent throughout the episode and eventually end up eating the Liopleurodon. And the Ostreptus spondylus was filmed using a prop head in the water and a person running across a beach, placing footprints using weird boot things that they had to wear. Now to get to probably the best designed creature, and also the most inaccurate, Liopleurodon, which is massively oversized, with it being said to be 25 meters long, when the largest estimate in real life is at 10 meters, and that is, I believe, outdated and oversized. This mistake was due to fragmentary remains that were believed to have a 20-meter full size, but they said, well, it's unlikely that this fossil is going to be the largest one that ever lived, so it's possible it could have gone to 25 meters in size. The modern estimates of those fossils have been scaled down to a maximum of 15 meters, and they are fragmentary and not confirmed to belong to Liopleurodon. It also should have a tailed fluke, which the Cryptoclydus should also have. And this color scheme is iconic, and has become basically the main color scheme used for almost all Liopleurodons, and often other pliosaurs in any type of media. Also, in some of the underwater scenes, it was filmed using a scale model in slow-mo to show its massive size. Cryptoclidus, like mentioned earlier, should have a tail fin. It is almost impossible that any plesiosaur, other than a very basic one, could go on land. This in the show was based on a theory at the time that the plastron of the plesiosaurs protected their organs from being crushed by their bulk on land. In a spin-off series, Walking with Dinosaurs Short Bites, which was a series of short clips focusing on each major creature, the Cryptoclidus makes a minor appearance in the Ophthalmosaurus episode, but in this episode it is called just a plesiosaur. In the series, Cryptoclidus is shown eating rocks, which another plesiosaur, Turangisaurus, is shown to do in prehistoric planet. It is possible this is a reference, as almost all aquatic creature episodes in any dinosaur documentary since Walking with Dinosaurs either reference cruelty or go out of their way to do something different to it. Well, they appear Perisphinctes, which is the ammonite, Leptolepis, which is these fish, and Cylindrochithes, which is called a squid, despite it being a squid-like belemnite species. All appear in the episode, but are not named. The footage of the Cryptoclidus hunting the Leptolepis is actually edited footage of penguins and tuna hunting herrings. It is possible that some ichthyosaurs may have been completely black, as there is some fossil evidence of ichthyosaurs with discovered pigments that were this colour, but it was almost definitely not all ichthyosaurs, and Ophthalmosaurus was not one of the species found in the sample. Rhamphorhynchus is shown skim feeding in the episode, something it could not do in the episode, as its brittle beak would have broken. The toothy projections on the tip of its beak, though they were found on the real animal, did not look as strange as they do in the episode. There is an instance of its infanticide in this episode when the Rhamphorhynchus eats the bark beetle larvae. This episode is highly inspired by the pilot episode of Walking with Dinosaurs. Despite the episode being set 149 million years ago, the only major creature that would have lived at this time was Rhamphorhynchus. The reason why the episode was set at this time and not earlier when the other creatures cohabitated was because then it would chronologically have come before Time of the Titans, which would have made the pacing and overall arcing plot between those two episodes make no sense, as it would have ruined New Blood ending with the Plateosaurus arriving, which sets up the Diplodocus being the main creature in Time of the Titans. The Hybodus, which will get a creature profile in my breakdown of sea monsters, was mistaken for a real shark by some viewers, which it is not. It is made entirely with the CGI. This episode was filmed in the Bahamas, and some of the islands, specifically the one where this scene was filmed, were covered in highly venomous sea snakes, which were luckily quite docile and very tiny, barely being able to fit a human toe in their mouth. Unfortunately, the marine reptiles of the Jurassic went extinct due to the live human eating it so much that it grew to be massive and took over the entire ocean. Join us next time when I have a mental breakdown due to the amount of videos I have to write in a week.